In today's video, I'm going to show you 7 foundational yoga poses for all age groups. This is a follow along video, so you can do it with me if you like. All you're going to need is a mat, some pillows or a bolster, and a book. Let's get started. Before we begin today's video, I would like you to know 2 things. Before any yoga practice, let go of any kind of preconceived thoughts or ideas you might have about yoga and start with a very fresh and open mind. It is really important for a fruitful practice. Also, don't eat anything right before your yoga practice. You can have a handful of nuts or a fruit, but nothing big or heavy. Now, if you are ready, let's get started. We are going to start off in the first pose known as Sukhasana or the easy pose, where we cross our legs and sit. This is a good grounding posture to start off any yoga practice. It supports the back really well and provides a great foundation for the breath to flow through our body. So while sitting in Sukhasana, lift your sitting bones and make sure that your weight is evenly distributed in both the sitting bones. Lift your chest, lift your spine, roll your shoulders back and relax your shoulders. This is called easy pose, but it might not be easy for everyone. So if it is not that easy for you to sit in Sukhasana, you can grab a pillow and place it under your hips for support. Alright? Once comfortable, draw your attention to your breath. Now, ancient yoga was all about breath work. Breathing or pranayam came much before the physical yoga or the asana practice. So we're going to start with some deep breathing, for which we close our eyes and we draw our attention to our breath. Draw attention to each inhalation and exhalation and stay here for 2 to 3 breaths. Gently open your eyes and we'll now move on to our next pose. The second asana that we are going to do is a seated twist or Parivritta Sukhasana. This is a twisting asana. Now, twisting asanas are like a detox for our body. They remove the unwanted toxins from the body and stimulate our digestive system. Once again, bring awareness to the body and your breath. First, place the left hand on the outside of the right knee. Place the right hand behind the right hip. As you inhale, turn from the belly, roll the shoulders back and look over your right shoulder. If you are unable to hold your spine straight, place a book under your right hand. Stay here for a few breaths. Breathe in and breathe out as the detox fire lights up in the body. Come back, align yourself and repeat on the other side. This time, place your right hand outside of the left knee, left hand behind the left hip. Turn from the belly, spine straight and look over the left shoulder. Use a book to keep the spine upright. Keep your belly drawn inside and relax the shoulders. Don't forget to breathe steadily. Inhale, come back and exhale. The third asana is Baddha Konasana or the butterfly pose. This asana is a really good hip opener if you have tight hips, and it is great for relaxing the lower back, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting. From Sukhasana or easy pose, uncross your legs and bring the soles of your feet together. If you feel a lot of pressure on the outside of your hips, place your hands behind you and sit up straight. Or you can sit on a pillow or bolster. If your knees are far from the floor, that's alright. You can place pillows or books under them for support. Then you can either just hold your feet together or you can fly your knees up and down. Feel the stretch in your inner thighs. Do this 5 to 6 times. Remember to keep the spine upright while doing this. Relax the neck and shoulders and don't forget to breathe. The fourth asana in our sequence is the cat and cow posture. This asana is really good for the spine. It will take care of any kind of tightness you might have in the spine and will keep your spine supple. Also, this is a great asana to teach your body to move with breath. Come to your hands and knees. Feet flat on the ground. Make sure your wrists are directly below your shoulders and knees are under your hips. Neck neutral and eyes to the ground. Now, as you inhale, drop your belly, push your tailbone to the ceiling, push your chest up and either look straight, or if your neck has good mobility, you can look up. This is cow pose. Now, as you exhale, press your hands into the floor, round your upper back and your spine and look down towards the floor. This is cat pose. Don't push too much, just move with the breath. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Once again, inhale, cow and exhale, cat. Repeat this for 5 to 6 times. And each time, inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Move with your breath. Return to neutral position. Now, we are going to move to some standing postures. Our fifth posture is a standing posture called Tadasana or the mountain pose. Yes, we all know how to stand, but Tadasana teaches us how to stand while engaging all the muscles of our body. Also, Tadasana is a great posture for relieving constipation. So, feet slightly apart, lift the toes of your feet, spread them apart and firmly place them on the floor. Don't lean to the front or don't lean backwards. Firmly root down all the 4 corners of your feet. Squeeze the hips, engage the quads, don't droop the chest, lift the chest, place the arms by your side. Tadasana is a great foundation for all the standing postures in yoga. Now lift your heels and move to the toes of your feet and try balancing here. Maintain your gaze or your drishti at a non-moving spot in front of you. If you're falling out of your balance, come back up. Try it a few times. Gently come down. In the next step, along with lifting your heels, raise your arms to the side of your ears. Feel the lift in your legs, in your spine and in your arms. Think as if somebody is pulling you up. Look at a steady point and breathe. Hold for 5 to 6 breaths. And gently come down. The sixth asana that we're going to attempt today is Trikonasana or the triangle pose. Now this is a great asana for relieving any kind of digestive issues that you may have. Also, this is good for relieving back pain. In fact, if you practice Trikonasana regularly, you will be able to lead a life free of back pains. Stand with your legs more than hips width apart. Turn the right foot to the right side and the left foot facing slightly to the right. Your body would want to turn to the right, but turn the body so that it faces the front. Make sure your feet are firmly placed on the ground and hips are squeezed in. Now slowly raise your arms to shoulder level and make sure they are in one straight line. Now start moving to the right from the waist. As you do that, don't let your body lean forward, roll your shoulders back and open the chest. For beginners, you can stay with your right hand on the shin, and as you get more comfortable, move gradually down till you reach your feet. Look in the front or look up if you are comfortable. Remember to keep your weight on both the feet. Lift your chest. Stay for a few breaths. Come back up and now repeat on the other side. So left foot out, right foot turned in, arms in one straight line. Bend your body from the waist. Lift your chest. Rest your left hand on the shin or reach down towards the foot. Remember, your body would want to lean forward, but hold it straight and open the chest. Keep inhaling and exhaling as you hold the pose. Come back up and stand in Tadasana. Our last asana is a balancing asana known as Vrikshasana or the tree pose. Balancing asanas are great for developing functions of the cerebellum, the brain center that controls how our body works in motion. Vrikshasana or the tree pose is great for building strength in our legs. It tones our entire leg right from the hip up to the feet. It is also great for toning the abdominal muscles. It helps in developing balance and focus. Stand in Tadasana, feet gripping the floor, chest up and arms by the side. Now turn your right knee to the right. Your body would want to turn to the right, but hold your body and chest facing forward. For beginners, place the right foot on the left shin and fix your drishti at a non-moving point and stay. When you're comfortable here, move your right foot above the right knees and eventually move it close to the groin and stand tall. Never place the lifted foot on the knee joint. Always place it either above or below the knee joint. Your hands can be in the front in prayer, or if you are willing to try, raise your arms up so that you can join them in prayer. Lift through the spine and your arms and hold for 3 to 4 breaths. Slowly release your leg and stand in Tadasana. Now repeat on the other side. Turn your left knee, place the left foot on the right shin and move it above the knee and eventually closer to the groin. Hands in prayer in the front or raise them up and join them in prayer. It's okay if you keep falling out of balance in this pose. It's important to try and challenge the body. Hold for a few breaths and release. Once you're done with the sequence, you can sit down in Sukhasana, close your eyes and stay for a few breaths, or you can lie down in Shavasana. Loosen your arms, loosen your legs, your neck and stay. If you feel any tightness anywhere in the body, loosen it and let all the muscles relax. Bring attention to your breath for a couple of minutes. This marks the end of your yoga practice. Yoga is all about practice and not about perfection, especially when you're a beginner. So take your time, take it easy, don't forget to breathe through your practice and most importantly, enjoy your practice. If you made it to this far in the video, do leave me a comment. Take care, keep practicing. I'll see you all in my next video. Until then, bye.